Welcome friends, here are another examples based on integral power of iota, and we have to solve these two examples. So let us start with part 1. In part 1 we are given an expression that is iota raised to the 23rd power plus 1 over iota raised to 30th power, and this whole value raised to second power. So first of all we shall solve this 1 over iota, and for that we have to multiply it in numerator by iota and in denominator by iota. Then it will be iota over iota square, and we know that iota square is equals to -1. Then this value becomes negative iota. Now we shall put negative iota in place of 1 over iota. Then this value will be iota raised to 23rd power plus negative iota raised to 30th power, and this whole value raised to the second power. And now we can write this iota raised to 23rd power like this: iota raised to 4 into 5 plus 3, and we can write it as -1 raised to 30th power, and iota times iota raised to 4 into 7 plus 2, and this whole value raised to the second power. And we can write it as iota raised to the 4th power, and this whole value raised to the 5th power, into iota raised to the 3rd power. And we know that if the power of a negative number is even, then the value will be positive. So if we multiply -1 30 times, then it will be +1, and if we multiply +1 with any value, then we get the same value. Then it will be iota raised to 4, and this whole value raised to 7th power, into iota square, and this whole value raised to the second power. And we know that iota raised to the 4th power is equals to 1, therefore this whole value is 1. And we know that iota cube is equals to negative iota, then this value is negative iota, and this value is 1. And we know that iota square is equals to 1, so this value is also 1, and here the whole value raised to the second power. Now this value becomes 1 minus iota square, and if we expand it, then it will be 1 square plus iota square minus 2 into 1 into iota. Then this value is 1, this value is -1, and this is -2 iota. Finally this value becomes -2 iota. So this is the solution of the part 1, and now we shall solve the second part of the example. In second part we are given an expression that iota raised to 14th power and 1 over iota raised to the 28th power, and this whole value raised to the 3rd power. Same as first of all we shall calculate 1 over iota, and we know that this value is equals to negative iota. And now we shall put negative iota in place of 1 over iota. Then the expression becomes iota raised to the 14th power, and here negative iota raised to the 28th power, and this whole expression raised to the 3rd power. and we know that we can write this iota raised to 14th power like this: iota raised to the 4 into 3 plus 2, and we can write it as negative 1 raised to 28th power and iota raised to 4 into 7, and this whole value raised to the third power. So this value is iota raised to the fourth power, and this whole value raised to the third power into iota square. And we know that if the power of a negative 1 is even, then the value becomes positive 1. So this is positive 1 into iota raised to the 4 into 7. So it is iota raised to the fourth power into 7, and this whole value raised to the third power. So it is 1, it is negative 1, and here is 1 raised to the third power, and this is negative 1, positive 1 raised to the third power. This is 0 raised to the third power. This means 0. So this is the solution of the second part. Thank you.